Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week this week, a little like last week, but as always, there's a lot of great stuff to talk about. Gonna break my usual routine and not start with the big two this week because this guy is Afterlife with Archie number 7. The best horror book on the stand. Sorry, Walking Dead. This book is super awesome. It's an Archie book unlike any you've ever seen. So if you've been missing out on this, pick up the trade paperback and catch up. Grab number 6. Grab this week's number 7. This book is awesome. You will really, really enjoy that. Even if you don't like horror books or if you've never read Archie or whatever, it's just a great comic. So pick up Afterlife with Archie. Big week for the Marvel guys. Axis number 7. The current huge Marvel event book that is lighting comics on fire. That's your Avengers and X-Men team-up book this week. There's quite a bit Axis going on this week, like your last issue of Axis Carnage. Cool cover, and everybody loves anything Carnage. Avengers 39, your core Avengers book with the all-new Captain America on there. You know I'm a big Avengers guy, but Avengers World is the one I like to talk about because it's got Doctor Doom on it. It's also your Axis crossover. You can read more about this one in our newsletter this week. Avengers World might be flying under your radar, but it's been pretty cool. So grab the trade paperbacks or just grab this week's issue. It's good stuff. And Thor, the new female Thor series, number 3. We've got 1 and 2 back in stock in reprint form. If you've been missing out on that, that rounds out your Avengers stuff. Lots of X books this week. Amazing X-Men, starring Nightcrawler, is another Axis book. Uncanny X-Men Annual, the core stable X-Men book. And Adjectiveless X-Men is your X-Women book. And X-Force rounds out your X stuff for the week. Lots of Spider-Man too. Amazing Spider-Man number 11, one of your Spider-Verse books of the week. He's fighting Superior Spider-Man there. Good stuff. All this Spider-Verse has been selling like crazy. So if you've been passing up the Spider stuff, you might want to jump in and check that out and see what that's all about. Spider-Verse Team Up is your other Spider-Verse book. But wait, there's more. Amazing Spider-Man Annual. If you're a Spider guy who's not following all this Spider-Verse stuff, you can grab the annual and catch up with some Peter Parker action, along with the first issue of Spider-Man and the X-Men, new ongoing that has our favorite non-mutant teaching at the Mutant Academy. Good stuff for the Spider-Verse. Guardians of the Galaxy annual this week. Brian Michael Bendis, Frank Cho. I love Frank Cho. If you don't know who he is, you should pick up this book because his art is always worth it. And Rocket Raccoon, your other Marvel space book of the week. Scotty Young doing the art on this one. Super popular again. All the previous issues have sold out, so you're kind of bummed, but grab the latest issue and see what all the hubbub's about. Death of Wolverine Logan Legacy is your only Wolverine book for the week. Deadpool Art of War is your Deadpool book. And The Punisher rounds out your Marvel stuff for the week. Love me some Frank Castle. Not a huge week for the DC guys, but of course a lot of good stuff. Let's start with the weeklies. Batman Eternal, your weekly Batman book. Some of the best writers in comics working on that title. New 52, Future's End. Brian Azzarello, some of the other best writers in comics working on that. Stories spanning the New 52 universe. Earth 2, World's End. Probably my favorite weekly running right now. This one's got Darkseid right there. You can read more about this one in our newsletter this week. And speaking of Earth 2, World's Finest with Superman and Batman from Earth 2. Super cool stuff there. Been encouraging you guys to read this one from the beginning. It's no longer Power Girl Huntress too much anymore, but it's still really solid. Batgirl is your other Bat book of the week with the cool Darwin Cook cover there, like a lot of the DC books have this week. Harley Quinn Holiday Special, the one you've been waiting for. Everybody loves Harley. You love those Christmas comics, so that's two great tastes that taste great together. And New Suicide Squad, your other Harley book of the week. Green Lantern Corps with the cool Darwin Cook cover is your Godhead book, your Green Lantern book of the week. And Justice League United seen here with its cool Darwin Cook cover. It's your Justice League book of the week. TV star Constantine has a title. And Astro City is my Vertigo book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to get in on Astro City. Worth the cover price just for those great Alex Ross covers, but of course the content is also awesome. Biggest book Image has Walking Dead. You love the show, you love the comic. Come in and grab the latest issue. Even if you're following it in trade paperback, you should really catch up to the single books because it's awesome to read that way. Sex Criminals is another one of the most popular Image books out there. And Supreme by my man Warren Ellis. I really encourage you guys to read anything from Warren Ellis. He's got quite a few things out from the different publishers. All-time great, that guy. Abe Sapien from my friends at Dark Horse. This is your Mike Mignola book of the week. You know I'm always pushing the BPRD stuff. Make sure you grab Hellboy and the BPRD from last week and this week's Abe Sapien. Some of the best writing and best art in comics. And Prometheus continues your Fire and Stone stuff from Alien and AVP and all that good stuff that Dark Horse does with their sci-fi books. And speaking of sci-fi, Star Trek New Visions is my IDW book of the week. This is the photo comic done by my all-time favorite guy, John Byrne. You love Star Trek. You know those old Harry Mudd episodes were awesome, and that's what this book's about, so you want to check that out. Solar, Man of the Atom, is my Dynamite book of the week. Yes, because they're doing such a great job with the Gold Key / Valiant stuff. Love Solar, love Magnus, love Turok, so check that stuff out. Got another Dynamite book, John Carter, Warlord of Mars, because I'm one of the 3 people that saw the movie and liked it. Love the old classic books. They're doing a great job with this comic. If you like action, adventure, sci-fi, John Carter's your guy. Sirens is my Boom Studio book of the week because it's got art by all-time legend George Perez. You know George Perez. You love George Perez. Pick up his indie stuff because that guy's awesome. And The Valiant is my Valiant book of the week. This is the team that's not Unity. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list because they do a really good job with stuff. Valiant is cool. Their book Unity, Exo Manowar, they've got all kinds of good ones. And as always, it's a good week for kids' books. Samurai Jack. The comic is just as awesome as the cartoon was. Really stoked to see this material still out there in new story form. There's a cool cover with Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness. And Regular Show, because I love Regular Show and so does my mom. Great stuff this week. Lots of good titles. So check those shipping lists. Get down to your shop. Pick up something super awesome. That's all I got for you for this week. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out at blackcatcomics.biz. Check out our YouTube channel. Or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.